Hey everybody, it's a Badass Valkyrie, and today I thought I would go over the differences between the Hobonichi Techo Original and the Hobonichi Planner, which is the English version of their Techo. They are both the same size in the A6 version, even though this one's kind of worn out. If it was brand new, you could tell that it was the same size. One thing that you can tell, obviously, is the covers are different. This is a smooth cover. This is a textured cover. Also, one of the biggest differences that I've seen is, and I thought that it would bother me a little bit more, but it doesn't really. The Techo has the colored tabs, whereas the English version only has the grayscale tabs. So when you flip through them, you can see that they have different colors for the tabs for the months, and in the English version, it's just certain days have, some of the holidays have like the orange on the Sundays, but they're all just grayscale otherwise. And forgive me, I have a lozenge in. The reason this video didn't get done yesterday is because I've been sick, so you may hear me cough or drink some water because I'm hell-bent on getting this done today. Anyway, so this is the spring version for the Techo. I started this in August, and just to see if I really wanted to try it or not, and I do like it. There are things that I thought I would prefer because of this, but in reality, I don't actually use. So that's why I went ahead and got the planner. This one I'm actually going to use for my happiness journal. So I wanted, if you've seen in my other videos when I did the unboxing, I wanted a complete year of happiness in one book. And I liked the layout of this because it's just so plain that I could go ahead and do that in here. But I thought while it was empty, I would go ahead and show you the differences. So you open it up. The covers and the liner are different. You can tell the planner has a grayscale, and this one is the off-white, which I actually kind of like the grayscale better. Also, another difference is the English version has only 2018 and 2019. The Techo has 2016, 2017, and 2018, like the cousin. You can also tell there is a big scale difference. These are very tiny, whereas these are all into the grid. Mentioning the grid patterns in the Techo are smaller than the grid patterns in the planner. So when I talk about the Techo, that's the Japanese version. When I talk about the planner, that's the English version, just so you know going forward. So those are major differences there. And so here's the monthly view of December 2017, which is we're about to get into. And then you can go into December 2017 here. So you can see the differences. You have the, up here is very different. You have the full days spelled out across the top. Excuse me. Then you have, now the Japanese version has the symbol for the day. Then you also have the December brought out here with a different highlighted, but it doesn't have it this way. So I do believe there's more, there are more squares in the grid on this page, on the Japanese version than the English version. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These have 6 squares, and the Japanese version has 7. So there is that difference. And as you can see on the Sunday, they have like the highlighted bar at the top, and where the English version just has the white. But they do have the Sunday in red. Although it's a very different red, so it's almost an orange, which I kind of like. So there's that. And then the Saturday is not grayed out at all. And then obviously they don't have the holidays here, whereas they have the Japanese holidays there. So there's that difference. So we will go to January or December in the into the dailies. And obviously we do not have the weekly view in the A6 version. All right, well, we'll go to January. We'll try that. So going through there. So here's January to January, the 2018s. So the coming up, you don't have a remember this, you have a coming up. Again, I'm sorry guys, trying to get through this. And then you do have some very faint dot lines. I don't know if you can actually see that or not, but hopefully you can. So there's no remember this, but they have the very faint dot lines. And then the biggest change in the daily, you don't have the 5 checklist boxes at the top, and you don't have the time grid here. You could put the time grid in if you wanted to, but you have a noon or a midnight, however way you wanted to do it. And you have that solid line on that part there, which is about the same as that. They look like 2 boxes. And then here on the English version, you've got the fork and knife, so you could put some meal planning there if you wanted to do that. But each one has a quote. The English version, obviously, in English. The Japanese version in Japanese. And then you have the monthly calendar on the bottom of each page. So you are losing this little block, which you still get the moon, the lunar thing, and you also have the week count for W01. And then you've got the January spelled out. So it's just a little bit different layout up there, and why they didn't go ahead and put in the 5 check boxes, I don't know. But you can either say you lose space or gain space. This bothers me because I don't use it all the time for a time tracker. So whereas I want to just use this as a happiness journal, totally fine. If I was using, conversely, if I was using this for a happiness journal, having those numbers there would bug me. Whereas just the 12 doesn't bother me at all. Excuse me. All right, now, so that's the big difference in the 2 books. And in the back here, you do still have the graph paper. Interestingly enough, in the English version, you actually get dots instead of graph. And it's red dots. So it's kind of cool. So you have that. And then you have in the back here of the English or the Japanese version, you have the timetable, the graph paper, the favorites. Hopefully you can see all of that. The favorites, 2 pages of that. My 100 for your 100 list. Then stuff having to do with Japan, and I can't read that because obviously bunch of other stuff in Japan and Japanese, which I really wish I could read, but I can't. Yeah, no clue. Then you have addresses and gifts for 6 people. Addresses, not gifts. You can get more than 6 gifts. Then you got your personal notes and the information, and obviously your the individual number, and that's it for the Japanese version. In the American version, you get important contacts, international size charts, conversion table, a lovely little ruler, highlights of the calendar year in Japan, which I find very interesting, chronology of Japanese history, which is awesome, Japanese folk tales, all in English, international country codes and dialing codes, national holidays, and your personal notes, and your stamp. Your unique Hobonichi Techo is number. There you go. And then that's it. The spines. This has the gold leaf. Hopefully you can see that. I wasn't off camera. Hobo and 2018, whereas the original does not have that, which I found interesting. So, so yeah, that's the two differences. So I'm going to go ahead and get this set up. So I had talked about my cover, and I got a 2017 cover. No, well, maybe it's 2016, but it's the clouds, which I loved. I fell in love with this. I got it a great deal off of eBay, and it just made me happy. And I thought, you know what? As a happiness journal, that is perfect. So we're going to go ahead and insert this. And for those of you who don't know, there is a proper way to insert a Hobonichi book into its cover. And while you think it looks horrible, this is actually the proper way that they tell you to do it. And you stick it in each side and just slide it in. There you go. Voila. And then you put your markers in, which I really do love the gold of this. I think it's beautiful. I'm not going to put them in any specific place right now. Now, I have I ordered a 2012 cover, 2013 cover, which was the dolphin, and it was an aqua color, which I really enjoyed, but this one just made me much happier. But it came with a Shitajiki, the pencil board. I really envy people who can actually say that word. But it matches awesomely, so I decided to use that part of it in this. And then also, this whole thing came with a cute little theme. I loved these clouds, and I go to different conventions and such. I'm a huge cosplayer, and this year at Salt Lake City Comic Con, there was an artist named Tony Poston, and he did Hand Over the Hero, and there are a bunch of stickers and things, and this is his website. And I saw his business card, and I thought, oh my gosh, Bob Ross, Happy Little Clouds. That, if I put nothing else in this happiness journal, this makes me happier than anything that I could possibly have imagined. So I actually tried to get that sticker, but it's giant, and so it wouldn't have fit. And I was like, oh, dang it. He's like, well, I have that on my business card. And I'm like, can I please have one of your business cards? Obviously, because he's a great artist. But it just made me happy with a cute little hamster in his hair and this rainbow. So I opened it up. Happy Little Clouds. Bob Ross, happiness. I also putting back into this, these are old business cards of mine, but they remind me of where I came from and what I've done to get where I'm at. And so this is actually my current business card, and I just put them in there as a happiness reminder. And these are what also came with the dolphin. These were from the Loft, as was that pencil board. And this is, oh goodness, I believe it's Swedish, Finnish, not sure, but they were adorable. And I slid in. This came with the English Planner. And it's a really nice cardstock. Arts and Science, that's what's on the front of that with the 3 keys. And then they have it in Japanese on the other side, which is awesome. But it's really nice, and I wanted to kind of keep that. And so this matches the inside of this cover very well. And so I just decided to slide that in there for now and use that in here. And then these two I will go ahead and use at work. And then this is just another little thing, that a keepsake that I wanted to make me happy. My husband loves to get me Queen of Mons. It's a Breton pastry that takes almost 48 hours to make. And he got this for me on my birthday, and I just thought it was cool because my birthday's on December 13th, and this was like a number 013, and I don't know, I just found it, and I was just like, I just want to keep that. It just makes me happy, and I love the sentiment that he wrote, and even though it was just typed on there, I just think it was hilarious, and it makes me happy to have that in there. And then pictures of our little macho who passed away. This was my husband's boy, pretty much. It was a little Lhasa Apso West Highland Terrier mix. And I'm probably going to put these in, I'll glue them in or tip them in somehow at some point to get them ready. And then this is just one of Albert Einstein's quotes: "Imagination is more important than knowledge. Knowledge is limited. Imagination encircles the world," which I love. So I'll put that in there. And then I also use this little thing in the back to help the card keeper or the page keeper. So it helps keep my spot where I'm at. And so there you go. That is my 2018 happiness journal. The biggest quandary that I have with this, trying to figure out which pen. This is the 2018 pen, which is bright yellow, which is great, and I think it's very happy, but it kind of clashes with the gold. This is the pen I originally bought. It's a Pilot Metropolitan Retro Pop in teal. And I thought, oh, it's going to be close. It'll match. Yeah, no, doesn't match. The blue ink in it matches that perfectly. Of course, I didn't get the right color teal for this. I have a thing. I like my pens to be the same color ink. So, that didn't work. This somewhat matches, but not quite. It's just off enough to bug me. And so what I'll probably be using for the right now is something that doesn't match at all, but purple makes me happy, and I don't have a planner for this particular pen. And it's again another Pilot Metropolitan Retro Pop in purple, and it will reside here for now. I went online on Amazon and added a couple of new lammies and ones that will hopefully match this color. And if not, I went with a white one as well. And so we'll see if my adorable husband decides to add one to my Christmas list. So there you have it. Hopefully you've enjoyed the comparisons of the two. And just in case you're curious, this is the cover for my work one. No great shakes, it's just plain, just so it's there. But this will go back in there. And this is the Shitajiki that I use for the work. So there you have the two comparisons, and hopefully this helps you make a decision on whether or not you want the English planner or the Japanese planner. I decided not to get a replacement for this one, for my work one, because it is the spring version, and so I have until April to decide whether or not I want to go with something else. And if that's the case, I may go with the English version in the spring. If they have a spring option, I hope they do. Because again, I don't really use the, as you get, this is what happens when you spill water on your lovely page. Anyway, but I don't really use those very much. And I mean, some days I use this a lot, some days I don't. So, we'll see what happens for my work. But I also have a English, or a Weeks Mega that I may actually transfer. Who knows? But this is definitely my happiness journal because Bob Ross and happy clouds, happy little clouds, make me happy. So there you go. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please hit subscribe below and a thumbs up. And I will try to get this up and going as soon as possible. Like I said, I normally like to upload videos and get them posted on Thursdays. but because I've been sick, obviously coughing in your ear, and I apologize. And this has been the first day that I could even get this far. So hopefully you have a great day and a wonderful Thanksgiving. I don't know that I'll be doing a video next week since it is the holiday, but we'll see. And but if not, hopefully you all have a lovely holiday, and I'll see you soon. Bye.